is Elena Schneider, Amaya Pitt, McKenna Connolly, and Tori Berry. That's a strikeout and a throwout. Skylar's 0-2. That's a Butte Clark, and that'll end the inning. 2 with one out here. Runners now at second and third. Skylar with a chopper to Turco. Up and over to first. She'll get Waggoner, but a run will score, and Pitt will take third. So a 6-3 RBI if you're scoring at home. The 2-2. There's strike three. 2 in a row in impressive fashion. Swung on and missed in Brevard County. Swung on and missed by Sarah Walsh, and that's 2 outs. The 2-2. Strike 3. And Waggoner sits down. Walden, Walsh, and Brown. Pitchers, like Skylar and like a Jazzy.
With speed and, location. She's really good locator of the ball.
Strike 3 called. She is now retired. 7 straight via the 0-2 to Pereira. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout. The 1-2. Strike 3, and Skylar Waggoner bounces back after the.
And I actually teach a technique where they drop
Reach
the bat
out to him. Swung on and missed. And another strikeout for Waggoner. Her 13th of the night. She does. Waggoner has struck out the side for the third out. Outside, but swung on and missed from Skylar. Strike 3, and that'll wrap it up as the VIERA Hawks avenge the 3-2 setback earlier this season. They move to 14-5, and the Commodores will drop to 17-7. The winning pitcher tonight, Skylar Waggoner. Skylar picks up this season her 8th win. She will also be our Kendall Signs player of the game tonight. Hey, everybody. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. And the VIERA Hawks avenged the 3-2 loss earlier this season to the Eau Gallie Commodores with a 1-0 win tonight. And I'm here with junior hitter extraordinaire Haley Ryder and our Kendall Signs player of the game tonight. She is pitcher Skylar Waggoner. So I always start with the upperclassmen. So I'm going to start with you, Skylar, tonight. 16 strikeouts. You told me 89 pitches tonight. Very, very efficient outing. Powerful out there tonight. You didn't want to lose to them again, did you?
Absolutely not.
I love it.
I mean, you always have to be aggressive when you're out there, and when someone beats you, you really want to beat them back, and it felt really good to just take it to them tonight.
Let me ask you, watching you pitch over the last couple of years, I'm finally ready to ask you this question. Do you intentionally live on the outside corner to frustrate the umpires, or is that you like to paint those corners, don't you?
A little bit of both.
A little bit.
I can't deny it. If it's working that game, I'm going to stay there, and if they call it and they swing at it, I mean, why not?
I hear you. Great effort tonight. And Haley, I'll tell you, just an impressive performance from you at the plate this year. What's working really well for you at the dish from the left side?
I like to get early in the count, so I like to swing at first pitch strikes, and especially if the pitcher has 2-0 on me, I know it's going to be down the middle, so I'm going to be aggressive and swing at it.
When you try to hit the ball, I know a lot of times leadoff hitters, but you seem to want to put the ball everywhere. You're not slapping it somewhere. Talk a little bit about that and where you try to go with the ball and how you try to do that, your approach to hitting.
Well, I always just try to hit the ball where it's pitched, and even though I'm a leadoff, I still have power, so I just try to utilize my power. And even if I just read my defense, if they're back, I'll try to maybe lay a bunt down or lay a slap down. And if they're in, I'll try to hit over their heads. Which
she does quite a bit. So, Skylar, this team really seems to be, you're getting there. You're getting there. What do you like right now? District tournament's coming up next week. And everybody in the world says it's going to come down to you in Melbourne in that district tournament. Obviously, I feel the same way. What does this team need to do to get past the Bulldogs?
Well, honestly, I think we need to keep hitting like we have. I mean, we've been putting up a lot of runs in every game. And even if we don't, it's been really close, and our defense has been great. I think if we just keep playing like we have and being together and tight as a defense, being loud in the dugout, I think we have what it takes.
A couple of years ago, you definitely did that and advanced to the Final Four. Haley, as you look ahead, and I know there's some games left on the schedule, obviously know when you get into that district tournament, it's the Jazzy Frantics of the world you have to face. How do you prepare yourself as a hitter who gets a hit 5 out of 10 times at the plate to face pitching like Jazzy or Skylar? How do you prepare for that?
Well, I already know she's going to pitch me on the outside, so I'm working hard out. Like anything that's like on the line, I'm going to approach it, and I'm going to hit fast pitching off the machine on the outside corner.
Okay, I'm going to ask you all the senior questions in a minute, but I'm going to ask Haley about the junior stuff. Okay, so how excited are you next year about it being your senior year? Have these first couple of years gone so fast for you? Would you go back if you could?
I think I would go back.
Would you?
Yes.
And start all over again?
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm one of those too. You said no in our interview we did, but a couple more weeks left. It's softball at us. We're not talking softball right now. How excited are you about all of the things that you have coming up?
I am nervous, but so excited at the same time. Everything is just happening all at once. Like I got prom this weekend, I got senior night next week, and I think it's all happening a little fast. But I mean, I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for the next chapter of my life.
We're going to hold this interview till Monday, and the reason send us prom pictures. We want to see prom pictures. We want to put prom pictures in this interview. Now, all right, so. I think I told you this before. As players of the game, we're giving out visors to softball players. Would you wear a visor if I gave you one?
Absolutely.
What color would you like, a white one or a black one?
White.
For our Kendall Signs player of the game, there you go. Now you got to, put it on. Yep, there you go. Now, would you wear a visor?
Maybe. I usually don't. But
Okay, all right. Well, I'll hang on to that one. Do you wear hats?
no.
Okay, all right. So I'll get you something else. Okay. All right. I have to see. Not everybody wears hats or visors, so we got to figure that out too. All right, that looks great on you. What do you think about the design of it and the quality? What would you say to those out there that are purchasing those? Sell it for me.
Keep buying it.
Yeah, there you go. For our Kendall Signs player of the game, Skylar Waggoner, and for junior hitter extraordinaire, Haley Ryder, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. Hey, everybody. Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network. And we're here with VIERA Hawk manager Jason Adams. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations on the win here tonight. You avenged that 3-2 setback to them earlier this season. We're winding down here. So I think it's a fair question to ask you. Have you met or exceeded or don't know yet your expectations for what you wanted to accomplish coming in here this year?
First off, I just want to say great game by Eau Gallie High School and Gabe over there. They do a great job.
Good team.
Every time we play them, I think every game they've ever played is going to be a competition. It's going to be down to the wire. My expectations for this team was just for them to have fun. I know a couple of them coming in. They've had some bad experiences in the past. My job was just to get them enjoying the game again, and I think that you can see the way they're playing on the field, the way they're talking in the dugout. These girls are exceeding my expectations of them. We got together as a team before the season started, and their expectation was, just as everybody else should be, to make it to the state championship. Right. And we're getting there. We have a few more games left, plus a tough district to get through. We get through there, their expectations will be met.
Coach, they're fun to watch play. They really seem to enjoy each other's company out there. They get along. I love hearing the chatter in the dugout. But it's nice to have somebody that can go out there and mow down 17 pretty good hitters. Talk a little bit about that.
Skylar has just exceeded everybody's expectations, I believe. I think she knows what she's capable of, and I feel like she hasn't exceeded her own expectations. She sets the bar so high that every game matters to her. She just goes out there, she does her job, and she does it the best that I've seen in Brevard County, along with, Jazzy at Mel High and some of the other girls that we've seen at the Kissimmee Classic, so she's an amazing pitcher. She has a great backup in the pitcher or catcher in Maddie Ford. Yeah. Those two together, it's a dream come true for a coach.
I want to ask you about Maddie because Maddie, and I love Skylar, having covered her for the last 4 years, but as the type of player that I was, is the type of player that Maddie is. She's tough. She is kind of in your face a little bit. You can tell the way she deals with the umpires. Talk a little bit about Maddie, because I love the way she frames that ball up there. She might keep it up there a little too long sometimes, but you know what? She's out there fighting for her team and her pitcher. Talk a little bit about Maddie.
We had the girls vote on captains at the beginning of the season, and every one of the 16 girls voted for Maddie to be a captain. Yeah. And she shows it every day why she's a captain. I've even had coaches compliment on the way that she catches and the way she frames the ball and brings that in. She is somebody that I think everybody strives to have on their team as a teammate and or a captain on their team, and she's just going to excel at the next level wherever she decides to go. She's
going to be the next Lady Hawk that we get into the studio to do a one-on-one with, because I think her game is absolutely fascinating to watch here with VIERA Hawk head coach Jason Adams. And, Coach, all right, I know you got a couple of games to play next week. Senior night's coming up Tuesday, and we never want to put the cart before the horse. But the bottom line is in 2 weeks those district tournaments start. And for this team to get anywhere, you're going to have to get past the reigning 6A state champs. How do you prepare this team to go in and face a pitcher like a Jazzy Francic? How do you coach that?
I don't think there's any way to coach something like that. I mean, there's no way to prepare for something that she has. And so we just got to go up there with confidence at the plate, make sure that, we do everything right in practice and we give it 100% in practice for the next 2 weeks before we go see them. And, as long as they can have the confidence going up there and swinging at the good pitches and working the count for themselves, and it's going to be a great game. I'm excited to see another good game. The 4-0 loss earlier in the season, Dan and I have talked on and off, throughout the season. I think that we're ready. They just got to be prepared for it.
Yeah, I tell you, and I'll say this, I think we have 2 good games to look forward to between those 2 teams coming up, because inevitably, and this is no disrespect to anybody else in the district, but the rankings kind of pan that out when you look. Bartow 1 in the region, Melbourne 2, VIERA 3. So I think when you look at this, it's going to come down to that district and then the regional semifinals. But doesn't it every year? And every year these 2 teams give us a good one. Well, tonight we saw a great game from the VIERA Hawks and a great game from a very young seniorless Eau Gallie squad that put up a heck of a fight tonight as the Commodores get the 1-0 win. And I think the other thing that we should mention here before we go is what shouldn't get lost is the outstanding job that this guy and another first-year coach and Gabe Carride have done with the Eau Gallie Commodores. Their teams are fun, and you can see their impact on both of these teams. For Jason Adams, I'm Alan Slaughter-Zinski for the Brevard Sports Network.